Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, D-Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. What I do, what I do for you. Oh, I got something nice for you today. Let's get this party started. I'm excited. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message and story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receive them. You got a good thing going. I appreciate you. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking is a way of life, and it is a way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. Excuse me. That's my mission. That all right thinkers that tune in to get the information I'm giving you end up knowing thyself. That's your goal. If you follow with me, that's what you want from me, is information to get you to do and be your best self, aka know thyself. That's what I do for you. Let's go. That's my mission. As it ask you the question, excuse me, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, stay tuned. I can help you with that. When I get done, you have the answer for yourself because you'll know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and thinks that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to Mayat, be true. I got a little couple of pictures I want to show you. I'm going to do the concept, right thinkers. We're going to talk about the eye of Ra. I'm going to point out the different concepts of the eye, break that down for you. But before we get there, I want to tell you about the lotus flower. You'll see in India, lotus flower is everywhere. But it's symbolic and represents something that's special and unique. That's why they use it. And the Egyptians, we also use it. In Egypt, we use it too. You can see right here, the god called Nefertiti, another favorite of Heru. Symbol, he's sitting on a lotus flower on top of the primeval waters. In India, you got Brahma who sits on top of the lotus flower. So we'll break that down for you before we get into the lesson of the eye of Ra and the eye of Heru. Okay, let's go. Now, I just showed you the picture of Heru sitting on top of the lotus and on the primeval waters. And to the right, you saw Krishna of India in his lotus, also known as Purusha or Brahma. In or Kemet, Egypt, the symbol of the lotus, watch this, encompasses the idea of coming forth into the light. As the lotus retreats at night, it's like this, opens up in the daytime. At night, it does this, it retreats into the water. And at dusk, it emerges, okay, with the light of the day. When the sun come up, it opens up. Sun go down, it closes up. So they use that as a natural understanding between coming forth by day. Again, that's the concept. So too, it fits. So too, what? The human spirit blossoms as it emerges from what? The darkness of what? Ignorance about the nature of its true self into what? The light of wisdom, aka right thing of philosophy. The Egyptian number, watch this, assignment for the lotus is what? 1,000. Why? It is notable that in the in the Indian Kundalini yoga system, watch this, the lotus is the symbol of the seventh, I just gave a lesson, the seventh energy consciousness center, aka chakra, which is said to have what? 1,000 petals. I got to get a lesson with that. And I explain it was like firecracker, like a rocket. exploding in your mind. That's the 1,000 lotus petals. So I got the concept a little different, but I get the concept, okay? Now, watch this. Which is said to have what? 1,000 petals. The 1,000 petals symbolize what? Symbolizes the countless number of subtle channels which connect the human being with what? The universe, your nervous system, the astral body. This is the physical endoskeleton, the body, the bones. But what runs the body is the nervous system connected to what? The stem of the brain. So everything starts up here. The circular shape, watch this, of the lotus leaves, watch this. And the seed also denotes the ideas of eternity, infinity, and immortality. That is our inner godly nature. They gave you every concept you can use to get to where you want to go, to know thyself and become godlike while in the flesh through wisdom and learning and manifesting what you learn. Watch this. In India, the mystical implication of what? The lotus, as espoused by the Paramanahasa Uganda in the autobiography of who? A yogi, is and says this. The lotus flower is an ancient divine symbol of India. Its unfolding petals, when it opens up, suggest the expansion of the soul, the growth of its beauty from the mud of its origins holds a benign spiritual promise. It's like me, or like us, coming from the hood. The muck and mire is rough. We try to get out. The whole goal is to get out. But when you live a good lifestyle, that won't affect you. The dirt and the muck, don't mess with the lotus flower. It's coated with a special coating. It don't get dirty. It stays pure. That's God's protection of it. And that's how the concept is for us in this body. The spirit does the right thing. God will be protecting of you. That's the blessings that you receive from what? Doing the right thing. Let's go. Let me wrap this up and move on. Okay. Now, on the previous page, I just showed you Heru sits atop a lotus. Watch this. With a flare in one hand, signifying that as the lotus has risen above what? The marshy slime to what? Partake. What they call slime, I call the hood. Watch this. And partake in what? The light and life of who? The sun. So too, they who sit upon the lotus have risen what? Above your lower animal hood nature and the fetters of time and space and matter that you bring on yourself through the what? Ignorance. When you raise your level, you become brighter, you become better. And watch this. They are beyond change, beyond death, beyond ignorance. They have risen to the level of spiritual supremacy above the slime. The scarab beetle. All it does is eat dung. It stays in the world of dung. We as humans don't want that, but wherever we come from, you can rise above the past situation. That's what they use the lotus flower to show you. It comes from the worst, stinkiest, baddest place, but it's the purest thing there. So it's not touched by its surroundings. That's the concept. Sorry. All right, let me get to the lesson. All right. Now this is guy named Implicus. Iamblichus. He's what they call a Neapolitan back in his day. He's a different thinker. So he thought outside the box. As a matter of fact, he practiced ancient Egyptian concept. I'm going to break it down for you right quick. Now he was initiated from 100 AD to 300 AD. This philosophy only lasted a couple hundred years. Let me go over it right quick for you. They say God created the universe, time, space, and gives what? Himself to them in order that they may exist. I'll put it this way, Stephen. Let me do mine. That's the book. I redone it my way. Okay. We all have a philosophy of the beginning. Nobody was there, but we all have a concept. So my thing is, in the beginning, God created the universe, true. The Big Bang, as they call it. Time, space, and it was good. So what? He decided to put himself in it in order to what? That life may exist through him. This didn't happen long ago. No, no, no. But it's happening every moment right now. Why? Because creation, since it was created, is a continuous process that goes on what? At every moment due to the energy provided by God. With God, there's life. That's the light from, they call it the shining light, but it's the spark of light. They only call it, but it's God. However, I like that word. God is, remember, above any and all creation of energy, aka as if sitting atop and sitting top of it, aka the west, why we want to point up. Sitting atop it and what? Unchanged, ever full, beyond either existence or non-existence. We call that the noon in ancient time. Okay, the primeval waters is there. It exists, but ain't nothing going on. But all the potential, like human beings, we have the potential. Whatever we can conceive, we can achieve. That's God-like powers. And God, watch this. God is both, aka the all, but God is both and neither at the same time. Yeah, it's a tongue twister, but it's a paradox. He's nothing, but he's everything at the same time. Why? Because when he multiplies, he don't gain nothing. When he decrease, he don't lose nothing. That's bad. Okay, that's why. And what happens? We create and we use images as tools to what? To help us understand the wonder and the majesty that is the supreme being, aka God, but only God knows God and God's true essence. That's why regular man will never know God, never see God. Why? You got to raise your conscience to become what? A little better than average. Watch this. AKA, God knows himself. First of all, that's the goal for all human beings. If you want to be like God, there we go. I'm trying to show you. I hope you're getting the concept. But right thinkers, understand this. In order to see God in God's essence, the veil of ignorance must be lifted, and we must what? Ascend, aka become conscious of who our higher self, which is God, to our godly nature of, I keep telling you, we in the flesh is Heru. Christian think Christ is the only one, Jesus the only. No, 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 I got that coming up for you too. But we are, our natural nature is Heru, the true you. Or I said, the intuitive, wise one, by what? By developing your qualities or their qualities in you that's within ourselves, again, you. So this is the goal of what? Right thinking philosophy to get you right there. That's my goal. Okay. Now let's talk about this other thing right quick. Right philosophy. If we must consciously knowing thyself and what? Becoming one with who? God, the higher self. In order to truly know God, listen, and thyself, the word is know thyself. So to truly know God and thyself, which is the same, to know God, right thinkers, we must learn to go where? Beyond right thinking into the higher realm of what? Intuition. That's our set. Takes over. Why? It's in you. You just got to pull it out. Through what? How did it happen? Through listening to the teachings of right thinking philosophy, reflecting on them, lessons you're learning, and by making the mind still, aka meditating on them, on those teachings, and living by them when daily as a way of life, not a religious, not a religion, a way of life that you can substantiate with knowledge and understanding, not in a whole bunch of superstitious, hokey pokey, believing and wishing. It's cool to pray. Now you know who you're praying to. Okay? When you commune with God, if you're meditating, you should pray. If you pray, you should meditate. They're pretty much the same thing. But let's move on. Now, the topic here, it says what? Another lesson. Okay, yep, first lesson. To know thyself. What's this? We just did that, excuse me. Now, let's get to the lesson. Sorry. Wow. The eye of Ra and the eye of Heru. This is what it looks like. You see the three phases. The first one is the Uranus on the head, right? The second one is what Ra, the sun, just with the Uranus circling it. That's the third eye in its natural element as the cobra, right? The protector. But you see the eye Heru. That's the eye. There's 6 pieces. The first one right here, little part, starts with smell, sight, hearing, thinking, touching, and tasting. The little twirl, that's the taste. Okay, that's the last of the 5 senses. I always give you 6 because I think they always forget the eyelash. That's this part here. Okay, got a lesson for that too. But let's get into this lesson. I got a little bit of time left. Let me get this out. Now you got the eye of Ra, aka the Uranus, the serpent, represents what? The life force. We call it serpent power. Indians called it Kundalini and Shaka. Same thing. Prana, Chi, same thing. We call it life force. Power to what? It's the power of the spirit, which animates life. God. Okay. The Uranus is the right eye of the fire and wrath. When he sent it out, let me get the lesson. I can't do a whole bunch to break it down because I can't get the lesson out the way. So I'm going to go ahead and read through it, break it down a little bit. Now, the right eye of fire and wrath, that's Heru. The right eye is the daughter, here you go, of Ra, the goddess Heru. Good to know my stuff. Now, who commands the destructive power of the Supreme Spirit God? She represents the negative part of God. And when he sent her to take care of all the unrighteous, the penalty for sin in ancient times was death. She killed anybody who wasn't righteous. So think about that right now. So watch this. So the story goes that I got a little time. I got time to tell you the whole story. But this is what the eye represents. The eye of the high God, Ra Heru. Remember, Heru is you. So the spirit that's in us is Heru. Is the great goddess of what? Of the universe, Heru. The house of Heru. So God lives in his creation. The house of Heru. In her wrath, watch this. In her wrath, terrible aspect. Originally, watch this, the eye was sent out on an errand upon her return. First, Shu and Tough Newt got into the new and got a little lost, so he took the eye and sent it out. When he brought him back, the eye was happy. Ra was happy, but he had already replaced the eye with another one. The eye wasn't too pleased. It's called the Wajet Uja. But she's about to go off. So to please her, he turned into the serpent, the Uranus, put it right here for protection. That's why the 6 feet rule was in effect. The Pharaoh had a distance of 6 feet. Why? Because his cobra can spit venom 6 feet. Watch this. So, and upon her return, she found that she was replaced by a surrogate. Okay? This was the first cause, watch this, of the wrath of the eye. We have a statement. Hell have no fury like a woman scorned. She's the original woman scorned because she was pissed. Okay? And since then, watch this. The eye can never be permanently or completely appeased. I like that. The high god, Ra, used what? The formula to turn the eye into a roaring cobra. That's where you get the cobra stand up, okay? Which he strapped to his forehead to ward off the enemies. Again, this Uranus head ornament was also used in ancient times to what? Protect the third eye region of the forehead. That's why it was always here. And locate the third eye region in the head, located on the forehead between the eyebrows. Now, it is also known as the third eye, or the Ajna chakra in the Indian chakra system, number 6 out of the 7. Okay. In the Kundalini yoga system, it can be activated. Why? How? By continued daily meditation on the area of the forehead. It is a symbol of what? The life force energy, representing, watch this, not only the visible wrath, fire of the sun, but also the subtle energy, life force, which animates it. It implies that what? One, listen, this, right thinkers, if you want to rock this, and I got the apparel now, so you can get it, but you have to understand, if you, it can be achieved. Watch this. It implies, if you wear this, it implies that what you have mastered or supplemented your sexual energy, meaning, fellas, you have control of your lower nature. So you're not running around here, okay, all wild out of control. I'm going to start a He-Man's club, the husbands who don't cheat on their wives club. Okay, but you have to master your lower nature to do anything. You got to raise your conscious level and live above your beastly lower sexual desires of your flesh nature, which gives what? Everything life. What you got between your legs is life-giving. Respect and understand that. Y'all just slinging it around all willy-nilly. We have no respect for that at all, obviously, but that's another lesson. If you read the history, your book, Bible, they destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. And my man asked the question, if God ain't destroyed America for how we're living right now, he owes Sodom and Gomorrah an apology. I agree. Moving on. Developing this energy center allows what? It allows us to be what? In contact with the invisible world of the spirit, and thus to see spiritually. This is the eye that sees internal. That's the spiritual concept they're talking about. The right eye is the burning heat of the sun. You don't want her. She bad. In utterance on 316 of the coffin text, the eye speaks. What's this? I am the all-seeing eye of Heru, whose appearance strikes terror like the Lady of Slaughter. You know who she was. They do. Okay, she came in the form of a lioness. All right, the mighty one of what? Frightfulness. When she come, everybody is in fear. That's my girl. Segment. Okay, in the lion form. When she's in nice, she's a bastard. She's a normal house cat, domesticated. Watch this. In other texts, the eye is also described further as great will be your power, and mighty your majesty over the bodies of your enemies. They will what? Fall howling on their faces. All mankind will cringe beneath you and your might. They will respect you when they see you what? In that vigorous form. They talking about that thing up in the sky. Yeah, trust me, that's the concept. But you got to be that thing up in the sky, represented within you. The I speaks. I am, yes, I am what? A burning flame. Get it? But also the boon companion of Ra. Anybody in the hood, what's a boon? A boon means your partner. My ace boon queen. Okay, we all have somebody, which is our boon, somebody who we roll with. Okay, the partner who you roll with. Y'all inseparable at points in time. That's the boon companion of Ra, and that's who God is. Me and Ra are synonymous. Okay, that's my boon. I have seized what? The gods. There is no opposition to me. Everything comes from the one. Let me wrap this up. And now let's talk about the left eye right quick. That's all. The left eye of who? Heru symbolizes the power of God of light. It implies what? That one has attained, listen, this implies that one has attained all of the qualities as personalized by who? Heru, personified, excuse me, your higher nature, your better self. That we have what? Vanquished the enemies of Asar, which is our father, which is who? Ignorance, egoism, selfishness, disharmony, mental agitation, etc. from ourselves. These are all the Satanian qualities that you want to eradicate out your daily life, and you will be a shining example of a righteous being. Akus, an enlightened being, walking the earth. Simple. Where we at? Now, the right eye of Heru, also known as the what? The eye of Ra, the Uraeus, represents the sun. Ra represents what? Spiritual energy, We call it prana or chi. And watch this. The left eye of Heru, which is the moon, which represents Aset, nature, mental power, and understanding, and intuitive knowledge. Meaning you blessed with it. All you gotta do is tap into it, aka the Akashic Records. Watch this. Now at once, Heru is the synthesis of what? Spirit. His father, the first spiritual being, he is the son of God, according to us, in the physical, in the flesh. That's what we call him, Heru, the spirit. Watch this. Spirit represents sun. The body represents the moon. Excuse me. It is the power to what? See the way where beyond spirit and matter into absolute reality. We come from spirit, spiritual beings, have the human experience, we enter physical matter. From physical matter, we got to raise our consciousness to become what? Spiritually enlightened, so that when the physical body runs out, we can go home. That's the concept. I'm just trying to drive it home. Once you understand, that's the concept. And when you understand it, it makes a lot more sense than a whole bunch of fairy tale mumbo jumbo nonsense. So I hope you got the concept of Ra, the eye of Ra, and the eye Heru. I'm coming back with Christhood and Heru just for you. But in ending, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100, me 100 minus today. So I'll never know that right thinkers like you have passed away. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I'll be back.